What I believe it is really the awakening process, the illuminating process that Flower is guiding us through, that Christ is guiding us through to bring forth the divine within us. So I've chose to focus on three teachers in this message this morning. And the first one is Dr. Stephen Isaac, who was the director of this retreat as when Flower, the founder, passed, for those of you who don't know him. He was a brilliant soul and has gifted us with so much of his writing and his blessings. And one of the things that he says is that experience is the key to illumination and growth. Experience is the language of God. He goes on to say that the important thing is to begin now, right where we are, not waiting so much as a minute, and never being stopped from starting just because we have so far to go. So bringing the experience and honoring that in our lives. And he says that whether we come to a grain of sand or a beautiful wild flower or with a friend whom we're reaching out to, we never know, but in any moment when we're connecting, the presence of God might spark within us. He says that God will flash revealed. And so here we come back to this message that the Christ gave us, that God, the kingdom of God, is within us. And these other presences help to spark it within us, for that God is alive within the grain of sand and the wildflower and within our friend. And it helps to awaken that place within us. And Stephen goes on to say that all God asks of us is that we free ourselves of what has been blocking us so that he can unfold what is to be unfolded within us. So we come to this where so many of the spiritual teachers tell us to free ourselves. That's what our job is. And when we hear this, sometimes our mind says, but how do we do it? And that's the essence of the process. And we'll talk a little bit more about that today. But Stephen goes on to say that every moment that we're successful in letting these veils, he talks about these veils, then when each veil is removed, he says, weakens the darkness so that avalanches of light can pour in from all angles.